Welcome to Imperfect in an Uncertain World, resources for living with authenticity and purpose. What does it mean to be free? And how can we be an artisan of joy using the paintbrushes and paints of our freedom? How can we really create the life that we want to live by being free? So I'm going to start by posing yet another question. Have you ever crammed yourself into an itty bitty box trying to get away from judgments? And I'm not talking about just the judgments of people out there. I'm talking about your judgments about yourself as well. I think if you're like me, you struggle to not accept the illusions and the hurt-filled assumptions. It's really hard when you think something about yourself that isn't true. Something that really kind of pushes you into that box and makes you want to hide away from the world. Now, regardless of the truth, there's a safe complacency within those boundaries of illusion. If you're hiding in the box, then no one has to see you. If you're hiding in the box, then you don't have to share who you really are. But what I've found is that complacency never lasts very long. We might happily go along with the illusion, and any blips of dissatisfaction and unrest are quickly quenched by denial until something happens. And that something is the yearning to be ourself. In time, it grows so loud that we must respond to it. And that response is to question the falseness of the judgments, the falseness of the assumptions. And then we question if we've got the strength. And then we know that we have the strength, because how can we not when we want to be our true self? And then we find the courage and the strength to stand on our tippy toes and peer over the rim of the box of judgment. And in that moment, the world opens up to us. We see a field of possibility just waiting to be seated with our true self. We see a field of possibility that we're yearning to take out our paintbrushes and our paints and to paint ourselves into that field. So if you think about it, we're standing here on our tippy toes, peering over the rim. All it takes is a firm grasp on the rim, one small leap. We catch that rim and we flip over it. We catapult out of the captivity of our dreams, not of our dreams, but out of our judgments, out of our illusions. And we catapult into the field of potential. There's a joy that happens when you walk through the sprouts of new growth and recognize that we've been sharing our truth all along. I would tell you, how can you not share your truth if you get up every morning and are with people? Even if you're not feeling great about yourself, even if you feel like those judgments are true, who you really are peeks through, that you share the beauty of your soul. It's like blowing dandelion fluff out into the world. And I remember as a young child blowing dandelion fluff and just feeling the joy of the beauty and the grace of that fluff. And so for me, sometimes I look at that and I blow the dandelion fluff of myself and feel the grace and beauty of who I am and how I'm sharing that with the world. It's how does it take flight, and we never know where it lands. So we know not where our deeds or actions land. We only know that we are sharing the beauty of our souls. Now, peering over the side of that judgment-filled box or leaping from it, both are acts of freedom. And that's where we begin. We begin where we are with the little acts of freedom. We choose to go beyond the illusions and shift our perception of our place in the world. With curiosity, we really see what happens if we let go of those judgments, let go of those illusions, and really see the world as it is, see ourselves as we are. I'm going to tell you, we no longer deny the gifts that we have to share. And when we no longer deny who we are, when we no longer accept those judgments and illusions, we can choose intentional interaction with the world. Now, you're saying, okay, Vanessa, this is all fine and well, but practically, how do we break free of judgments that hold us back? How do we take those tiny steps, turned great leaps, into the life that we're living? Begin simply. Name what limits you. This could be a judgment about yourself or another. It could be that what one thing would you like to change in your life? Name that. That's a limiter. Now I want you to dig down into what you believe about that. Why is it limiting you? Do you believe you don't have the money to do something? Do you believe that you don't have the skills or the connections? Do you believe that maybe a relationship is too damaged to go on? So name how the belief manifests in a core part of your life. This could be in your profession, in a relationship, it could be in a habit or a pattern, or it could be something else. You name it. Now I'm going to ask you to name the one thing that you can do in this moment to stretch your boundaries, break down a wall, and create that space of exploration. So I will give you an example. If maybe you have a business and you think, gosh, I really don't have the money to go all out and do some marketing, but what can I do? So what I would say to you is maybe it's an illusion that you can't reach people without money. And so maybe what you do is that you create a series of videos. You reach people through social media, email campaigns. You really get out there and you begin to do what you can do to share who you are. But that means that you find the courage and the daring to let go of the illusion and live. And then you sit in the quiet and you feel the joy that comes from stepping out of who you believe you are into who you really are. Now I'm going to tell you, simple, difficult, they're just words. Start with small steps to the road to embracing who you really are. And each time that you do, you erode that box of judgment, illusion, and spread the dandelion fluff of who you are into the world. And that, my friend, is joy. Use those dandelion fluffs as brushes to paint your joy into the world. I want to thank you for listening, for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends. If you feel like you need a little extra help, I am a intuitive coach catalyst, would be happy to work with you on Ready, Set, Manifest Your Life. More information at www.intentandaction.com. But mostly what I want you to do is to look for ways to share who you are, to share the dandelion fluffs of your joy with the world. Thank you.